O immortal guard, O deathless warriors of Parse, iron pillars of the Achaemenid Empire, whose name echoes through the winds of history.
The Immortal Guard, also known as the Anusha or the Immortals, was one of the most prominent and elite military units in the history of the Achaemenid Empire. This special corps, active from around the 6th to the 4th centuries BCE, served not only as the personal bodyguards of the Achaemenid kings, but also as a symbol of the power, loyalty, and grandeur of this vast empire. Renowned for their unparalleled military skills, iron discipline, and political as well as symbolic role within the imperial structure, the Immortals gained an unmatched place in ancient history. This elite force was composed of 10,000 soldiers, and their number was kept constant at all times. Whenever one of these warriors fell in battle or left the service for any reason, another equally skilled and worthy soldier was immediately appointed to replace him, ensuring that the guard's strength always remained at 10,000. This unique feature led the Greeks, especially the famed historian Herodotus, to call them the Immortals, since the unit appeared never to diminish. The Immortals were chosen from among the best Persian and Median warriors and underwent rigorous, demanding training to reach the peak of physical and mental readiness. The members of the Immortal Guard were celebrated for their unwavering loyalty to the Achaemenid king. They played a crucial role not only on the battlefield, but also in guarding the royal palaces of Susa, Persepolis, and Ecbatana. During the king's journeys and campaigns, they accompanied him, serving as an impenetrable shield against any threat. Their weaponry included long spears, powerful bows, sharp swords, and sturdy shields. Their armor, adorned with golden and silver decorations, was designed not only for protection, but also to display the splendor and majesty of the Achaemenid Empire.
At Thermopylae, where the mountains bore witness to valor, the Immortals, with spear and sword, charged like a roaring dragon upon the enemy. Though Sparta stained the earth with its blood, the Immortal Guard, like a relentless storm, opened the path to victory.
One of the most remarkable moments in their history came at the Battle of Thermopylae in 480 BCE. As the core force of Xerxes' army, the Immortals faced the valiant resistance of the Spartans led by Leonidas. Although the battle became famous for Spartan heroism, the presence of the Immortals demonstrated the power and military organization of the Persians. Their unmatched discipline on the battlefield struck fear into the hearts of their enemies, and their very name was often enough to compel foes to retreat. Beyond military service, the Immortals also played an important role in maintaining internal order within the empire. Acting as the king's executive arm, they were involved in suppressing rebellions, safeguarding the vast Achaemenid territories, and enforcing royal commands. They also had a ceremonial role in the royal courts of Susa, Persepolis, and Ecbatana, with their majestic images immortalized in the bas-reliefs of Persepolis, lasting testimony to their prominence in Achaemenid culture and politics. Organizationally, the Immortal Guard was commanded by a senior officer known as the Hazaropati, commander of 1,000, typically chosen from the Persian nobility and trusted closely by the king. The hierarchical structure of the Guard was designed to minimize the risk of betrayal or disobedience. Each soldier swore a sacred oath to the king and the empire, and this unwavering loyalty formed the cornerstone of their identity.
Not only in war, but also in the splendid palaces of Persepolis, with robes of gold and lofty headdresses, they shone like Persian deities. Their image was carved upon the stones of Parse, to remain eternal forever.
The uniforms and equipment of the Immortals were as distinctive and splendid as the soldiers themselves. They wore tall Persian headdresses, colorful robes decorated with fine patterns, and shining metal armor that highlighted their high status. In the carvings of Persepolis, they are often shown carrying long spears, large bows, and ornate shields, symbols of their skill in both ranged and close combat. These weapons and armor were not only practical, but also a reflection of the advanced artistry and craftsmanship of the Achaemenid period. The Immortal Guard was far more than just a military force. It embodied the unity, discipline, and authority of the Achaemenid Empire. They were a living testament to unconditional loyalty and the strength that enabled one of history's greatest empires to endure. Their presence in royal ceremonies, military expeditions, and on the battlefield showcased the identity and grandeur of Persia to the world. Even in times of peace, their presence at the royal palaces reminded all of the king's far-reaching authority, stretching from the Nile to the Indus. With the fall of the Achaemenid Empire to Alexander the Great in 330 BCE, the Immortals were disbanded, yet their name and reputation remained eternal in history. The writings of Greek historians such as Herodotus and Xenophon, along with the magnificent reliefs at Persepolis, stand as enduring evidence of this legendary force. The Immortal Guard remains unique in ancient history, not only for their military skill, but also for their role in preserving order and projecting the majesty of the empire.
Ah, O Immortals! Your name still echoes through the desert winds and lofty mountains, like the roaring song of the Karun River. Yet the spirit of the Immortals lived on, in inscriptions of stone, and in the heart of history. You are not merely soldiers, but the very symbol of Persepolis' grandeur. It was you who taught the world the true meaning of order and power.
Today, the Immortals are studied as one of the greatest symbols of military power and advanced organization in the Achaemenid world. Their images on Persepolitan inscriptions and the accounts of ancient historians remind us of the glory and grandeur of this unparalleled force. The Immortal Guard was not just a military unit, but a cultural and political emblem of the Achaemenid Empire, whose discipline, loyalty, and valor made the name of Persia eternal in history. They also held a key role in the political structure of the empire. Acting as the king's representatives in distant lands, the Immortals projected central authority across vast territories. Whenever rebellions or unrest erupted in the satrapies, provinces of the empire, the Immortals swiftly intervened to restore order. Their ability to maintain stability was one of the main reasons the Achaemenid Empire endured for over 2 centuries. The military training of the Immortals was another remarkable feature. Selected from youth, they were subjected to rigorous physical and mental drills. They were not only skilled in various weapons, but also trained in military strategy, horsemanship, and even diplomatic conduct. This made them versatile soldiers capable of carrying out complex missions. Their role in ceremonial functions was equally significant. During the Nowruz celebrations at Persepolis, the Immortals were present as gifts from the satraps were presented to the king. Their participation represented not only military might, but also the unity of an empire that brought together diverse peoples under a single banner. In the end, the Immortal Guard was more than just a fighting force. It was a symbol of the greatness, unity, and culture of the Achaemenid dynasty. Although the empire eventually collapsed, the story of the Immortals lives on through inscriptions, reliefs, and historical accounts. They remain a reminder of an era when the Persians, through order, courage, and loyalty, conquered much of the known world and secured a name eternal in history.
O Immortal Guard, O sons of the Persian sun and soil, your name is forever engraved upon the tablet of history. Every stone of Persepolis, every inscription, every carving speaks of your valor and loyalty. It was you who made the empire, like a shining star, eternal in the sky of history. O Immortals, O Anusha, as long as the world endures, your name shall shine like the sun of Persepolis.